Welcome to Craven Cottage, home to Premier League side Fulham Football Club, the oldest team in London. Having stood here since the late 1800s, this stadium seems to effortlessly blend modern and traditional football architecture. The stand we're facing now is known as the Johnny Haynes stand, and here's a statue of the man himself. This part of Craven Cottage is a listed building, and it has charming features including these wooden chairs. The seating capacity at Craven Cottage is just under 30,000 seats, and you get the opportunity to have a wander around each of the stands and see it from a different perspective. The view we're getting now is from the recently renovated Riverside stand, and it's arguably the best view in the stadium. When you're finished with the stadium, they'll take you to Craven Cottage itself, where they have a very basic media centre for players to take interviews. Then it's time to head into the cottage itself, and you start off on the first floor where they have their hospitality area. This space may look basic, but it had a very comfy feel about it. Throughout this room, there are a number of artefacts on display, including this picture and signed football from Pelé. The great Bobby Moore also played for Fulham after his spell at West Ham United, and there's a photograph of him on display too. Craven Cottage has its own seating area where you can observe the game, and you can often find the rich and famous here. This area also gives you a great view of the stadium. The ground floor of Craven Cottage is where you'll find the player facilities. As you might expect, the away changing rooms are incredibly basic. The home changing rooms are obviously on the nicer side. Interestingly enough, this is the first stadium tour I've done where I haven't seen football shirts on display. Although the names of your favourite players and where they sit are clearly labelled. Next door to the players' changing room is the physio room, and while basic, it is quite a large area. Once players leave the changing room, this is where they access the pitch. As you can see, the players get a very good view of every stand in the stadium, so you can imagine the atmosphere. We'll head further down a bit and then we'll get one last panoramic view of the inside of the stadium. The press area is another basic part of the stadium, but it's also very charming. Before we continue, they show you the turnstiles and how narrow they are. Apparently on match day, people go in sideways. This place is called the Flag Bar, and it used to be open to the fans, but it now functions as a hospitality area. You'll find lots of nostalgic memorabilia along the walls. This is Fulham's trophy cabinet, and as you can see, their successes have been somewhat modest compared to bigger clubs, but Fulham football fans don't take success for granted, and there's a lot to be said for that. At the end of the tour, you're taken to the club shop, and the usual types of merchandise are on display: football shirts, scarves, caps, mugs, etc. It's a relatively small shop, but you can get everything you need here. I'd definitely recommend doing the stadium tour here at Craven Cottage. Although it's not the largest stadium in the Premier League, it is potentially the most charming, and the tour guide was friendly and knowledgeable.